Hi, welcome to Sean's Workshop. Today we're going to talk about the Milwaukee M18 Cordless Table Saw. This is 8 1/4 blade size. I have already unboxed this, as you can see, and pretty much set everything up. Some of the features on this are this has the rack and pinion fence. The fence stores neatly on the side underneath here. There's 2 clamps that you untake on both sides. Pull it down. And actually, you can see there's 2 positions, a closer to the blade position and one that's farther away. Same on the back. Put it over those 2 pins, lock it down. And how the fence works is there's a lever to release the rack and pinion system. And then you can just turn it, and you've got a tape indicator here. The indicator that shows the top rail is when the fence is in the closest position. The black line is when it's farther away. So if I turn this right now to 11 inches, lock it down over here, that'll give me the distance away from the blade. Right now I have the riving knife installed, which is really easy to install. There's just a lever on the back side if I turn this around so you can see it. There's a quick release lever right here that if I lift that up, the riving knife pulls out. And then there's a blade guard. I've got the blade guard included down here. It actually stores away neatly on the bottom of the saw. I can take that, put that where the riving knife was, and clamp the lever back down again. The installation is as easy as that. So let me take that back off. I'm going to put the riving knife in, and we'll do a test cut here in a little bit. But I'll walk through some of the other features on this. Get that locked in. There we go. You can see it has the storage. Like I said, the blade guard was stored over here on this side. Here you can see there's a storage place for the miter gauge. It's really not that good of a quality miter gauge, but that's what you get with it. It does have the T track so that this can extend past the miter slot and stay in the miter slot, but it's all plastic, so it's not that great, but it does work. Also, you can see there's anti-kickback pawls that are located right here. Those will not go on the riving knife, but they will fit on and snap onto the blade guard, so you can put those on as well. It's all very quick and easy adjustments for that. I do have the battery out of this. I should have mentioned that. I do have the battery out of this, so as I'm messing with this, it won't turn on accidentally. As far as tilting the blade, you can see it's just one quick lever. You lift that lever, you can swing it. It goes, right now I have it stopping at 45, the most common mark there, but it does go up to 47 on this side. And to adjust that, it's real easy if you needed to adjust the angle. If you're measuring and it doesn't exactly match the 45 degree, there's a cam action right here that you can adjust the stops to get those adjusted real easy to stop at 0 and at 45. Otherwise, it's just a swing, and you've got your degree indicator there to stop it at any other angle that you want in between. Also included on the side of the fence, you can see is a push stick that just stores on the side of this. If again, let me extend the fence actually past the table, and you can see that if I lift this lever down, it'll actually hold the workpiece. This will go out to 25.5, I believe, inches. So that'll hold the workpiece on the far end, you can see. So that's a nice feature. And also, it's kind of a dual position. If I'm actually closer, I can actually lift it up. If I can get it to work. And you can use it as a short fence. So you got clearance here for your hands. So that's kind of a nice feature as well. That's pretty much most of the features. Like I said, it's an 18 volt. I happen to have the M18, the new Forge batteries, which is a 12 volt heavy duty battery. And you can see it's fully charged. So let me pop that in. The other thing, actually before I do that, the other thing I want to show and actually attach before I start cutting is there's also a dust port here, and it fits your common 2.5 inch dust extraction port here. So I've got I'll turn on the dust collector once I start cutting. But you can see that that's on the back side there. That's pretty much most of the features. Just looking at it here to make sure everything looks good. I'm actually going to rip a board, so let me put this fence out of the way. Get it closer to the table. And I'm going to I won't use the fence. I'll just use the miter gauge here. And we'll do a cross cut. Let me get that set to 90. I'll get my safety glasses on. And like I said, the battery is fully charged. That just snaps right in. And we're ready to go. I'm going to adjust the height of the blade just so it just goes through the thickness, and you can see the riving knife actually moves up and down with the blade, so that's a nice feature as well. And that's the same with the blade guard itself. It moves right with the blade. So we'll just go a little bit higher than the piece of wood here. Make sure the fence is locked just so that doesn't move when I'm cutting. I'll turn on the dust collector and actually turn on the saw. And one thing you'll notice when I cut the piece of wood is after I shut it off, notice how fast the blade stops turning, which is a nice feature as well. So we'll turn it on, make our cut. See how fast that blade stopped? That's a nice feature to have, save time. We'll shut off the dust collector, and we can look at the back here. You can see that there's very little dust. It actually did collect most of it. I'm actually going to pull the battery pack out. Let me put this on the floor here so that's out of the way. I'll actually pull the battery pack out so we can take a look. One thing to show you the throat plate here. Turn it, it's got the lock position. You just turn this to the unlock position. Lift out the throat plate, and you can see here it's all enclosed. It actually has this rubber boot here that helps direct the sawdust down and out. So even if I wasn't using a dust collector, most of that dust would go down and out. The other thing that I remember here is the wrench stores also on the back side. Let me flip it around. You can see it stores on the side over here. If I pull that wrench off, it's just a one wrench adjustment. I'll come back around to the front. You can use either end of the wrench. It's got the closed end or the open end. But let me raise this all the way up. Like I said, the battery pack is out. Right here is the push button to lock the blade. So that's why you only need the one wrench. I can get it so it stops in the lock position. It's got to drop in there. It dropped into the lock position. And I can unloosen this. And undo the nut. And then I just want to show you there's also a washer on here. And this is big enough to use a 6-inch dado blade with this machine. So that's kind of a nice feature. A lot of these cordless table saws, you cannot use a dado blade. This one you can, but it does say it has to be a 6-inch dado blade. So get this off. That's why the arbor is so long, is for putting that on. There you can see the washer and the blade that comes with it. And this is a really thin blade, but it actually cuts very well. Very smooth cutting. Put that back on. Like I said, I think that's most of the features on this. I'll leave this off for just a second. One thing I will show you as well, it's got a nice handle here. I think this only weighs 40 some pounds. I want to say 45 pounds. I'm not quite certain on that. I know it's in the 40-pound range. I think it's mid-40s. But you can see it actually carries really portable. And you can see on the end it has feet that'll sit. You can sit the blade or sit it on either end. It's also got the feet on this side. It misses as long as you've got that fence extended. Right now I haven't got it extended up, but if you put it right in the middle, you can actually set it on this end as well. But this is the side that has the handle. So that's a nice feature as well. And it's very compact, easy to store inside a vehicle.